she was struck in the face by the Algerian boxer Iman Khalif. Now, the reason this is controversial, Charmaine, is that Khalif was disqualified from competing at the World Championships last year after she returned a test that showed elevated levels of testosterone. It has been an issue that's been bubbling away here at the Olympics, but it really...
250 Gemstones culture represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. We are more than journalism. We are a revolution. Come on, let's kick this door down and let everybody know we up in here. Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV channel. I am your host, Michael T. Porter, and I'm bringing the news to your ass like no other. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. I have another bomb episode for y'all, but before I begin, y'all hit that like button, subscribe button, and share button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, Cash App $Michael US. Also, don't forget to check out my Spotify podcast, the 250 Gemstones Culture Podcast. Link is in the description. Y'all stay and watch the whole video. We need to talk. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you. So grateful for your eyeballs, putting your eyeballs on my video, baby. Those of you that have been rocking with me since day one, y'all have known the struggles. Y'all have known the rigorous obstacles we have to overcome, but we here and we are growing. Thank y'all. Out there at the Paris Olympics, it's cutting up out there. They acting a damn fool. A woman who's worked her whole life for this wonderful moment got her head damn near knocked off by a biological man who somehow passed the testosterone test to qualify for the Olympics. There was a man out there, and he whooped this girl bad. He almost knocked, oh my God, I can't even put it to words. I mean, he brutalized this woman. This is a man fighting a woman. But in his mind, he's a woman, so he qualifies as a woman. It's all about what you identify as. And that woman nearly lost her damn eyesight, lost her eye. She probably got brain damage. She said she was crying, and she said she'd never been hit that hard in her life. I got a couple of videos I want to play for y'all, and I'm gonna be right back with you to give you my opinion. Let's go.
Matt, there's been some controversy at the North Paris Arena where the boxing's taking place. Can you talk us through what's happening there?
Yeah, 46 seconds of drama in the women's boxing there today. The Italian Angela Carini, she withdrew from the event after she was struck in the face by the Algerian boxer Iman Khalif. Now, the reason this is controversial, Charmaine, is that Khalif was disqualified from competing at the World Championships last year after she returned a test that showed elevated levels of testosterone. It has been an issue that's been bubbling away here at the Olympics, but it really came to the fore after this event. Carini said she'd never been struck so hard. She said she felt unsafe. She's worried that she could suffer a more serious injury or even something worse. This has really developed into probably the biggest story at the Olympics at the moment. I spoke to the Australian boxer Marissa Williamson after she was knocked out of the event in the round of 16. Here's what she had to say about this.
If it's true, then Ivo, who did the initial genetic testing last year, need to be liaising with the Olympic Committee. But if it isn't true and you're just running down an athlete, then it's also not good at the same time. So, yeah.
And would you be comfortable fighting against it?
I've already fought against Iman, hard fighter, and yeah, my last fight was against Iman in the Netherlands in the final. So, yeah. You just keep punching in the sport of boxing; it doesn't really matter. So, yeah.
Plenty of criticism coming the IOC's way over this issue, including from the tennis great Martina Navratilova. She says that the IOC's decision to allow this boxer and another Taiwanese boxer who also failed a similar test last year to compete, she says it's deplorable. The IOC has issued a statement. They say that all of the relevant tests were followed and that these boxers have a right to compete here at these Olympic Games. But I think, Charmaine, that this is an issue we're going to hear more.
Iman Khalif will leave Paris with a medal. But how much more will she endure before the Olympics are over? Here there was strong Algerian support to see her reach the boxing semi-finals on a unanimous decision. But Olympic officials are concerned about hate speech, as her right to compete as a woman is subject to intense scrutiny. And here's the reason why. Umar Kremlev, president of the International Boxing Association, that disqualified Khalif from last year's World Championships after beating a Russian. Now Kremlev has spoken exclusively to Sky News from Russia about why Khalif faced a gender eligibility test, repeating unverified results, still with few details, claiming to protect private genetic data.
The women's coaches complained a lot, and because of this we started the checks. We didn't just start it like that, but at the request of the female athletes. When we did the test at the World Championships, the test showed that these were men. It's sad when we shout to the whole world that we are for gender equality and the protection of women, and then they simply destroy women's sports. We must not allow this to happen. If we remain silent now, then later it will become normal.
Kremlev is an ally of Vladimir Putin, but a question about Kremlin links was turned into complaints about Russia being banned from competing as Russia over the war in Ukraine, calling it humiliating, and denouncing the Olympic leadership which blames Russia for trying to sow disruption. Do you believe the Russian state could be involved in sowing doubts over the gender status of the boxers, trying to stoke disruption in some form?
What we have seen, from the Russian side, and in particular from the International Federation, from which we had to withdraw the recognition for many reasons that they have undertaken already way before these games with a defamation campaign against France, against the games, against the IOC.
The IOC insists Imam Khalif was raised as a woman, so should be allowed to fight as a woman. The same for Lin Yongting, trying to secure a medal herself tomorrow while her gender is also disputed. Boxers facing aggression beyond the ring, as eligibility becomes increasingly politicized and toxic. Rob Harris, Sky News, Paris.
Would y'all like my opinion? Would y'all like some of this 250 Gemstones News TV commentary? Well, of course you do. That's why your ass is here. We are in the last days, y'all, and it's unfortunate that the women have introduced this lifestyle. They have introduced Sodom and Gomorrah. They have introduced this whole thing towards they have embraced this lifestyle of lies. This is a lifestyle of direct rebellion against God. This lifestyle goes against everything it goes against God's design, right? So the LGBTQ had to go through the women because most women are gay. Let me explain real quick. Growing up in Sacramento, most of the girls were bisexual, but they weren't gay, meaning that they thought they would never be with a woman because they still had shame. Like, I ain't supposed to be with no girl. Like, I need a man. They knew the truth. So the bisexual girls of yesteryears are not the same today, because the bisexual girls knew that being with a woman was not going to be conducive to their plan. They wanted to have children. The bisexual girl back in the day knew that she needed a penis to go up in her stomach and squirt some juice in order to have a goddamn baby. At the same time, she romanticizes, she had these fantasies about kissing on another girl. She had fantasies on kissing on another girl's breast, and so on and so forth. She find women very attractive. If you put a naked woman around a bisexual girl, she gonna lick on her. But she knew it was wrong in the sense of growing, in the sense of foundation, because most the bisexual women back in the day knew that they needed a man in order to lead them because they're weak and pathetic, and they were cool with that. They were cool with being the weaker of the species. They understood that they still needed to operate in their natural state in order to have a good life, right? They didn't twist anything. They just attracted. They loved men and they were just curious about girls and didn't mind kissing a girl too. Okay, so fast forward today, it's all hell broken loose because of the fluid sexuality of women. This LGBTQ the agenda had to go through the women, because women is like, well, most women find other women attractive. Like, what's wrong with being gay? See, what the women didn't understand, there was a whole bunch of stuff behind that door. There was a whole bunch of stuff behind that door. The twisting of the minds. See, going back to what I said earlier, the bisexual women knew their place. They knew what was wrong, what was right, but they still indulged. But they knew they had to go through a man in order to have a good life, to have children. They didn't want to be under the authority of another bitch, right? So here's the thing. Today, the women weren't prepared for the times of a man identifying as a woman. This transgenderism, you can change your sex all throughout the day. It's confusion of the mind. It's a sickness of the mind. It's a sickness of the spirit. This is what the women, when they opened that door, this is what was behind that door. This is what was behind this door. The Paris Olympics has shown the world where they stand with God, where they stand with this agenda. This agenda is to twist the minds. And once you're in this LGBTQ lifestyle, that's why it's called pride. It's a prideful lifestyle. Anybody with pride, it's all about self-absorption and the ego. And nobody can tell you anything but the very people that created you. See, most of these people today that are gay, they were created through influence. They were created through this lifestyle. And once you indulge in the LGBTQ, once you have accepted the idea that there's nothing wrong with two men loving on each other, nothing wrong with two women, once you have accepted the fact that a man can, in his mind, can change his identity, can deceive themselves. This is what the women weren't prepared. They weren't prepared for grown men to deceive themselves into thinking that they're women and going into restaurants with little girls. They didn't think that men were going to be into women's sports, beating the snot out of biological women. They are whooping on these women. I wonder if these trans women, or I'm going to say they're not women, I wonder if these men in drag, I wonder if they really hate, they must hate women, because everything about a woman, they want the woman's man. They want to take the sports away from women. They want to have children like women. They want everything. It's like they are envious of women in a way. This woman, this biological woman, went through her whole life to make her family proud, to make her country proud, only to be met with this force, this masculine force, and almost died in that damn ring. 46 seconds. 46 seconds. She didn't even last 46 seconds. I mean, this man was beating her brains in. I bet y'all wasn't prepared for that, huh, ladies? And you still got, and there's still people. I was on Facebook and somebody said, well, you cis men, what the hell is a cis man? Anybody that use those type of pronouns, I already know, but I was just curious to see. They said they said the men, they say it was the woman's fault for hopping in the ring. Said you a boxer, because in their minds, men and women are equal. Even with this public display showing the vast difference, how much stronger this man was compared to her, they're still saying that, well, she jumped in the ring. If you jump in the ring with a man or a woman, we're all the same, you're gonna get punched. They saying it's the woman's fault. Women, y'all getting this work too. This LGBTQ agenda has made the lives of men a living hell, and now they're making the lives of women a living hell as well. But y'all flood my comments. I'm open. What do y'all think about that Paris Olympics? That woman didn't last 40. That woman didn't last a whole 60 seconds, not even a whole minute. 250, capital G. I'm gone.